G'day Australia, I'm Quorum E. This is just a quick video to explain the alarm system on the Roadster e-bike. So if you've hired one of these from Ride on E or Tiller Rides, you might be wondering how to operate the alarm on the bike. This is an important feature of the bike, and if you're not familiar with the arming and disarming, you can get stuck. Now, particularly if you're traveling on a ferry and the ferry requires you to remove the battery. So I'm going to go over the basics now and just show you what's what on the Roadster so that you can actively arm and disarm the bike without any trouble and remove the battery if you need to. So let's get started. If the bike is typically in its off position, which is how you'll find it after transit, if we've delivered the bikes to you, the display is extinguished and there's no lights on the display there at the moment. To power that on, you'll need to press and hold the power button. So we press and hold that. You'll hear the power up noise. I don't know if you're able to hear that on the microphone there. And then the display will show you that how much battery you have on board and what power level you're set to. The bike is now ready to ride. Now let's say you've ridden somewhere and parked up and deployed the stand like this and the bike is in standby. If you walk away for a little while and come back, the bike will have armed itself. Now I'll manually do that by pressing the bottom button on the controller for a couple of seconds. The bike is now in armed mode. Now that's indicated by a flashing LED on the power display here. So if you want to now activate the bike and avoid triggering the alarm, you'll need to disarm it. If we move it in this state, the first alarm warning will occur. If we move it again, the second alarm warning will occur. If we move it a third time, the alarm will go off, all hell breaks loose. We want to avoid that, especially if you're at a nice chill cafe somewhere on Rottnest Island. So, at this point we need to disarm the battery, and you do that by entering the 4-digit code on the keypad that was given to you by the person that handed over the bike to you. We usually send it to you via text as well for reference so that you've always got it there. Once the code is entered, the display will read normally again and you'll be able to ride the bike as per normal, or, this is the important part, remove the battery. To remove the battery, you'll need to have that bike in that disarmed mode, so the display is showing ready to ride. That means the lock is disengaged on the battery and you can remove it for transit. So to remove the battery, you slide the catch downward and rotate the battery clockwise. It will then remove out quite easily. You've got this great little carry handle. You'll need to keep this with you if you're traveling on the ferry, and they'll load the bike into the bike loading section of the cargo area separately. That's just a safety precaution to make sure there isn't any issues with the battery, which can be dangerous if left unattended and was to bang around or be damaged in transit by a moving boat. Now to refit this, you simply line up the dots, slide it into place, and rotate counterclockwise until it clips into place. You'll feel that catch. Now because of course we had the battery out, the bike will be extinguished and unpowered. So to turn it on, at this point we just hold the power button for a couple of seconds. It will illuminate and power up as per normal. One more thing before I let you go is how to use the lock in coordination with all of that system. So if you've just been riding and the bike's as it is now in normal powered up mode and you want to chain this to a post or wrap it around another bike to keep two bikes secure, you'll slide that into the lock pin there. Now it will sometimes automatically lock or sometimes need to be manually locked depending on what status the bike was in. To manually lock, just press and hold the bottom button on the control panel and that will manually lock and arm the system. Now if someone tampers with the bike, it will trigger the warning and that is completely locked. To release the lock and disarm the bike, enter the code you were given. The bike will disarm, the lock will disengage, you can put the lock chain away and you are ready to ride again. I hope that answered all your questions, I hope that helped. Thanks for choosing to ride with Ride on E and choosing an amazing Tiller Roadster to extend your adventure. And please make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. We want to see you here again soon. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments section. It adds context for other people. We'll answer them as best as we can. And enjoy exploring the world on an e-bike from Tiller Rides.